One of the most entertaining Grand Prix of the season has come and gone, and the World Championship is over. Not that there was ever a battle anyway, because of the bottle job in that McLaren. No surprise there. And this whole weekend proved by Max Verstappen he's the best driver on the grid right now, and why Lando Norris will never be world champion with his stinky attitude. Let's talk about this weekend right now. So if you're right here and you like weekly F1 reactions or F1 weekend reactions, then leave a like, subscribe if you do. Let's talk about the Brazilian Grand Prix, or the Sao Paulo Grand Prix weekend, as it's now known as the Sao Paulo Grand Prix because it doesn't like being known in Brazil, even though the hashtags are Brazil. Anyway, let's just cut to the sprint qualifying, which was possibly the only normal session of the weekend. As you can see, Oscar Piastri took sprint pole in the McLaren, his second sprint pole of his career after Qatar last year, ahead of his teammate Lando Norris, who once again bottled it, as always. Shock, with Charles Leclerc third in the Ferrari, showing good Ferrari pace. Verstappen fourth in Red Bull, just where the Red Bull was in sprint qualifying. Anyway, Carlos Sainz, the classic Carlos Sainz things in sprints, was P5 in every single sprint qualifying. He's P5. We know he's going to be in Qatar now, don't we? George Russell carrying the absolute dog of Mercedes to P6. Pierre Gasly once again cooking the Alpine to P7. Liam Lawson once again cooking the RB, having a great time. Liam Lawson the RB in 8. Alex Albon cooking in the Williams in 9. And Oliver Behrman, who obviously replaced Kevin Magnussen for the weekend, who was ill, ended up in 10th. Could easily be in P7 at least. Maybe around George Russell if he didn't mess up his final lap. Or his one and only lap, I should say, in SQ3. But still, P10 though in his third qualifying session. Out of SQ2, Lewis Hamilton, who had probably the worst weekend of his Grand Prix career, in F1 career, I should say. I said after Kota, but this one, absolute disgusting performance of a weekend for Lewis Hamilton, was 11th. Nico Hulkenberg 12th in the Haas, outqualified by his teammate Behrman, which is a surprise. Sergio Perez doing Perez things in third. Franco Colapinto in what is pretty much effectively his home Grand Prix. Obviously, I know there's no Argentine Grand Prix, so it's the closest you're going to get in Brazil, was P14. Valtteri Bottas carrying the absolute dog of a kick Sauber to P15 in this penultimate sprint qualifying of his career, because he's set to get replaced with Bortoleto. And then SQ1, Fernando Alonso with the absolute goddamn awful car Aston Martin in P16. Esteban Ocon doing Ocon things in 17th. Yuki Tsunoda having a horror show in 18th in the RB. With Lance Stroll doing Lance Stroll things. I'll talk about Lance Stroll later, that's for sure. And Zhou Guanyu. Zhou Guanyu things. As I said, death, taxes, and Zhou Guanyu P20, standard procedure. So that was sprint qualifying. We're just, get through that one. That's the least interesting one of the weekend. And then talk about the sprint, where Lando Norris won the sprint. He did win, but he wasn't the deserving winner. Obviously, team orders played a part. And gets the sprint win, gets a lucky sprint win. When we talk about Lando Norris and his disgusting lucky claim, like, honestly, Norris is I hate Norris. Screw Norris. Honestly, was obviously won the sprint. Oscar Piastri, who would have won the sprint in normal circumstances, was P2. With Charles Leclerc on the podium with P3 after Max Verstappen, who originally finished P3, got a 5-second penalty for speeding under the safety car. Tried to time it right, misjudged it, was P4. Carlos Sainz, as I said, P5, and the sprint was for Sainz. George Russell and the Mercedes from P6. Yeah, Gasly getting a couple of points for Alpine in 7th, first sprint points of the year for Alpine, and Sergio Perez getting a point in 8th, just ahead of Liam Lawson and Alex Albon, completing the top 10. Then you had your standard Hamilton, Colapinto, Ocon, Behrman, Tsunoda, Bottas, Joe, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Aston Martin absolutely stinking up the place, with Nico Hulkenberg retiring from the sprint with a suspected gearbox issue, which caused all sorts of controversy. Firstly, Hulkenberg stopped the track for 3 laps. Now let's just let him play on, let's drive on. Oh, what's that? McLaren will swap the places. Right, virtual safety car out now. Oh, what's that? Verstappen about to overtake Piastri? Now let's wait to the end straight. Yeah, green flag. Right, honestly, the stewards, the fact, here's the thing, right? The FIA, stewards, whatever you want to say, were trying to make sure this championship goes to Abu Dhabi. They were doing everything in their power in the sprint to make sure that the championship goes to Abu Dhabi, helping Lando Norris in any single way, shape, or form. And well, that went well, did it? Ha ha ha. That went well. But yeah, and they tried everything. Oh, bless them, not going to work because they got a shit driver, the backing a shit driver. Nothing you can say about that. So yeah, Lando Norris getting the sprint win, his first sprint win of his career, and probably the most undeserving win. So as well. So that was the sprint. Then we'll talk about the absolute chaotic qualifying session, which 5 red flags, which I think they said was a record. I can't remember. A bunch of dodgy decisions again favouring Lando Norris. But let's talk about qualifying. Lando Norris took pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It was a good lap from Norris to the end. He got lucky in Q1. He wasn't in Q1. And a little bit lucky at getting Q2 with the red flag. And lucky that the rain did absolutely pelt it down, because if it did, he would have been out. But he gets pole. It was a good Q3. It was actually a good lap from Norris, to be fair. He gets pole position yet again. It's his 8th pole of his career, 7th of the season, I believe. So yeah, good run for Lando Norris. George Russell, great qualifying for George Russell, coming that absolute dog of a car to P2. Yuki Tsunoda, round of applause. It looked like he might have got pole with P3 in the end for RB. Well, I guess before Norris did his final lap, to be fair. Esteban Ocon absolutely cooking the Alpine was P4. Liam Lawson cooking the RB was P5. Charles Leclerc was doing Ferrari things at P6, just nowhere really. Alex Albon would have been P7, but absolutely binned it in the wall in his final lap, destroyed the car, and obviously didn't start the race. Talk about more about that in a minute. Oscar Piastri had messed up his final lap, and as well went from P3, I think it was, or P2 even, to P8. with Fernando Alonso, who binned at the wall after his first lap in Q3, ended up in 9th, and Lance Stroll, who binned at the wall in Q2, was 10th. Aston Martin losing 2 cars in the wall. Yeah, really bad day for them. It was actually a good qualifying, and then they go and ruin it in the race. By crashing both cars. Not good for them right now. In Q2, Valtteri Bottas, one of his best qualifying of the season, in 11th for Kick Sauber. Then obviously the big talking point, Max Verstappen out in Q2 in the Red Bull after a dodgy red flag, although I think he was P11 anyway. But yeah, the proof is though, they took 10 to 15 seconds to throw a red flag for every other car. Lance Stroll's in the wall. What's that? Norris is in trouble. 50 seconds, okay. Like Norris across the line. Verstappen's out, okay, red flag. So yeah, they definitely tried again. Verstappen though is perfect Q3 when it comes to it, which means everyone has now been knocked out in Q, has not made it to Q3 at least once. Obviously it was Piastri last time, Verstappen this time. P12, and obviously had a 5-place grid penalty as well for an engine change. That's start 17th on the grid. We got to know how that went, don't we? Sergio Perez doing Perez things 13th again, both race weekends, both qualifying. Carlos Sainz binned in the wall in his first Q2 lap, ended at 14th. He had an absolute stinker of a day, did Carlos Sainz. Pierre Gasly got screwed out by both red flags, ended up 15th. And Q1, Lewis Hamilton, 16th, struggling at Mercedes. Is that his last qualifying appearance for Mercedes? There's rumours he might not race the final 3 races. We'll see if that's true or not. Oliver Behrman, P17, has really struggled in the rain, with Franco Colapinto in 18th. Both Behrman and Colapinto really struggled in the rain. I don't blame him, to be fair. This is the first ever time they've driven an F1 car in the wet, so no surprise there. Nicole Quebec had a bit of a stinker in Q1 in 19th. And you guessed it, you know it was P20, right? Zhou Guanyu. No surprise there. Is that going to be Sai, actually? Next year, who's going to be P20 next year? Because there's going to be no Zhou Guanyu. That's actually a very interesting question, actually. Actually, you have no clue who's going to be P20. Probably the Salvers, so Hulkenberg or Bortoletto, but that's actually a very interesting question to think of. No Zhou Guanyu, no P20. Interesting. But yeah, that was qualifying, obviously, yeah. The question of ball decision favouring Lando Norris, no surprise, really. We've come to know that's the case right now. But yeah, it was a very good qualifying session. It took about 2 hours, probably about an hour and a half to do qualifying, an hour 45 minutes even. And we had 2 Williams, 2 Aston Martins, a Ferrari destroyed or trashed. But here's the thing, right? Obviously, Alex Albon was the only one who didn't make the race. Colapinto crashed 10 minutes into Q1, which would have been 7:40 local time. His car was stuck on the outside of the track until at least 9:20. Like, imagine they missed the race by 10 minutes. Their car was stuck on the outside of the track because they couldn't get it back. Carlos Sainz's car was on the inside, so they could have got their car back. And now, we'll leave Colapinto. I get it for the rest of Q1, you leave it there, but during Q1 and Q2, there's like a 6-7 minute period. You can bring the car back to the inside of this track. It was only on turn 3. In the pit lane, it's on the exit of the pit lane. You could easily have got it back. So, very interesting calls there, but it is what it is. Now we will talk about the race, the absolutely chaotic Brazilian Grand Prix. Obviously, we had 2 guys not start the race in the end. It was supposed to only be 1, but it was 2. But we'll get to it. So, we obviously, Alex Albon, as I said, destroyed the car. Was never going to make the race. Lance Stroll. Now let's talk about Lance Stroll. So, he spins on the formation lap, hits the wall, breaks his front wing. Okay, fine, sure. It happens, right? Sure. Maybe someone's going to get lucky, sure. So, the smart thing, he's right. The wall is in front of me, right? The wall is in front of me. You turn left, you're going right, fully left into a gravel trap. Go right to go back towards the track. You know what's there, it's fine. He decides to reverse to turn the right, to then go left, drive into a gravel trap, and get himself beached. Like, if you imagine being the Aston Martin mechanics, you'd work all of that time, rushing, desperately trying to get the car ready for the race, starting the points, aim for points, just for him to drive into a gravel trap and beach himself. Like, I've tried to back Lance Stroll a lot, not this year because he's shit, and he goes and does something stupid like that. Like Stroll, honestly, has 0 brain cells. I'm sure in his interview was just like, it happens. Drive into a gravel trap. I drive into a gravel trap. That'll be in the interview, guarantee it. Just absolutely shocking from Lance Stroll. Obviously, Alex Albon obviously would have been P7, destroyed the car, obviously didn't start the race either. Then obviously at the start, Lando Norris bottled it again. Who didn't see that one coming? George Russell, who got the lead off the start. Max Verstappen, by turn 2 on lap 1, was P10. He went from 17th to 10th. Granted, there were 2 grid slots that weren't available, obviously, so he was 15th technically after turn 1. But still, great stuff for Verstappen. Sergio Perez spun on the opening lap as well, so ended up in last. Classic Perez. Sainz obviously was in the pit lane. Perez and Sainz at the back of the field. And then, to be fair to that, Verstappen was picking his way through the cars, just past Gasly, Alonso, Piastri, and Lawson with ease. Stuck in P6, to be fair. And then everything was just calm, nothing major was happening. Like Behrman, for some reason, got a penalty for contact with Colapinto where Behrman spun. Yeah, he hit Colapinto, but he spun. Colapinto continued like it was nothing, and Behrman got a penalty. If Colapinto was spun, sure, yeah, it would have been a penalty, but he didn't spin, so I don't know what the point of that was. Before the pit stop phase, you had Piastri and Lawson made contact. Piastri, 10-second penalty, deserved. I should say, obviously, the start. I forgot about the aborted start. Lando Norris, what's he doing there? orange light before it started. They did not see extra formation after there was no green light. Yeah, I'm just going to drive on like normal. Russell, Tsunoda also followed. Like, all got reprimands. I mean, I knew there was... Here's the thing. As soon as it said it's going to be investigated after the race, I knew there was no penalty. It was just going to be reprimands. That's why they wanted to give it. Also, yeah, both Mercedes had tyre pressure adjustments, which wouldn't be allowed. They just got fined. So who cares, really? The standard. I think it was 10,000 euros combined. So 5,000 each. So that's 10p for everyone else. Nothing really to say about that. And then, yeah, obviously, at the start, you had a lot of drivers pit. Ocon, Verstappen, and Gasly stayed out. Big rain plays from them. And then we had a safety car because it was getting too wet. I mean, the wet tyre just doesn't work. We kind of gathered that. And then pretty much simultaneously, Franco Colapinto, just after Williams spent all that time building his car, goes and spins and crashes on top of the hill, destroys the car. Poor Williams, man. They've had, how many cars have been destroyed in the last 6 races, last 3 weeks? They've had 4 or 5 cars destroyed. Like, they're struggling as it is because of all the crashes Albon did at the start of the year and Sargent did at the start of the year. Now they're destroying cars at the end of the year. Like, they are really struggling, Williams. Yeah, Colapinto, though, in the wall. First DNF of the year in F1, anyway. For Colapinto, as he did have a couple in F2. Not really good for him. And for Williams, really, really bad, actually, because especially with who they were battling in the constructors, that's now done. But as well, red flag card in the middle of the track, so it means Ocon leads for Verstappen and Gasly at that point. Everyone pits for new tyres, everyone's on the same insert, green flag, nothing happened. Ocon drives away into the distance, he's pulling away from Verstappen. Norris obviously got past Russell before the red flag, I should say, or safety car, and then absolutely balled it again. He balled another start, Norris. Went off the track at turn 4, through goes Russell. It's a dangerous rejoin, although I think it, to be fair to Norris, I think it might just have been a dodgy angle, because the way the angle looks like Norris just went straight to the track, but I think it's just the angle just made it look worse than it actually was. Nothing else happened in that race. Perez was doing Perez thing still. Behrman spun into the wall again. Behrman had about 4 or 5 offs. Obviously, Behrman and Joe actually spun on the final corner on the start of the safety car. Behrman then trying to get past Sainz, spun into the wall. Behrman had a stinker. And then 8 laps later, Carlos Sainz binned it in the wall. Carlos Sainz was challenging his inner Williams. He was just getting ready. Like, okay, Williams cars are crashing. I'm going to be in that car next year. Let me join in. Crashed into the wall. Second crash of the day for Carlos Sainz. Really having a bad day. A day to forget for Carlos Sainz. Third DNF of the year for him as well. In the wall, out of the race. Try to continue. Not going to continue. I also just forgot Hulkenberg. I completely skipped Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg got disqualified because they spun off. Should have got out of the car. He was out of the race. And the obviously got a pushback and then continuing the race like it was nothing. And got disqualified for getting outside assistance, which is illegal. And obviously, first time since 2007 that car has been disqualified mid-race. We've had disqualification since then. That's post-race. Not during a race. It was 2007 in Canada, which was Felipe Massa and Giancarlo Fisichella, who both exited the pit lane when the red light was on. Because it was safety car, so he had to wait, and they didn't wait. So, yeah, that's 17 years ago. Fucking hell, that's too low. 17 years ago, let's just scroll down. No, too old. I feel old. But yeah, Hulkenberg, really disappointing for you, to be honest. And then, second restart for Verstappen, past Ocon at turn 1 to get the lead simultaneously. And I saw this happening. Charles Leclerc goes to the inside of Lando Norris. And what does Lando Norris do? He bottles it again. He shits the bed. Off the track he goes, down to P7. And eventually, obviously, Piastri let him through, obviously, to P6. And that was that. Balled it as always. He had a few battles in between after that. But by the end of the race, it's Max Verstappen who wins the Brazilian Grand Prix or the Sao Paulo Grand Prix to get his 8th win of the year. First win since Spain, which is insane to think. It's been since Spain, the last time he won a race. He's back on the top side of the podium. Finally gets here the Dutch and Austrian national anthem again. It felt good to hear it again, really did. But round of applause to Alpine, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, second and third. First podiums of the year for them. They had 16 points. Well, no, 14 points before this weekend. They now won 46. Like, was it 13 even? Not even 13 points even. I can't remember how many points they were actually on. But they're now gone from 9th in the championship, battling Williams, to 6th, battling Haas and RB. Incredible drive for Alpine. Before this race, Ocon had 5 points. Gasly had, I think it was 11. They now won like 20-something. They are climbing the championship. Yeah, great day for them. First podiums as well since last year for both Alpines. Incredible drive for them. George Russell, P4 for Mercedes, a great drive for him, an absolute dog of a car. Charles Leclerc got Ferrari P5, just where Ferrari was really. Lando Norris, the bottle job P6. I'll talk about him after this race now because I've got a lot of things to say about Lando Norris. Yuki Tsunoda, great drive for him, P7 for RB. Oscar Piastri after his penalty with Lawson ended up in 8th. With Liam Lawson getting another couple of points for RB. And Lewis Hamilton gets a point in that Mercedes. Potentially his final race for Mercedes is P10. We'll see if he is right. I'd be surprised if he decides. I mean, it's his choice, but will he be in the holiday races? I would imagine he will be, but we'll see. P10 in the end for Hamilton. Sergio Perez for the second race in a row, no points. 3 for Perez, 3 races left of your career. Oliver Behrman, after all the spins and stuff, was 12th. Valtteri Bottas in that absolute dog cover car. That kickside was horror. Like, Behrman spun 6 times and still beat Bottas. That car is horror. Fernando Alonso had a couple of spins into 14th. His back was absolutely finished by the end of the race. But he did what the right man will do. Finish the race for the team after rebuilding their car, not driving it into a gravel trap. Lance Stroll and standard Jaguar UP15. No surprise there. Now, obviously, the championship drivers done. 62 points ahead for Verstappen, 62 points clear of Lando Norris. 3 races to go. It's done. It'll either be done in Vegas or Qatar. Congratulations, Verstappen. Constructors, McLaren somehow pulled away. Like, they should win the constructors, really. Alpine, the big movers, up to P6. Big fight now for P6 in the championship. RB also closed the gap. So I think it's like 5 points now between Alpine, Haas, and RB. Great battle for P6. Williams are now finished. They're now 9th. So, and the battle for P10 in the championship as well. Now, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ocon, well, Stroll, not really. No, Gasly, Stroll, not really, and Ocon. 7 points between those 5. Battle for P10 is very much on. Now, let's talk about Lando Norris. He called Verstappen's win. No, not talented. Luck. Is he serious? Verstappen won the race by 19 seconds. That is not luck. That is talent. The one person who doesn't have talent and has a lot of luck is Lando Norris. He gets luck after luck after luck. Every single weekend is luck. He has a teammate who's willing to let go who was the better driver, by the way. Piastri is so much better than Norris by a mile. Let him go twice. Give any benefit, help he get. No, he bowled it as always. He just throw it all away. If anyone's lucky around here, it's Lando Norris. And that is why Lando Norris is not world champion material. There's a difference between a 4-time, soon-to-be 4-time world champion and a 3-time race winner. Lando Norris will not win a world championship unless he changes his disgusting, arrogant attitude. He has been brainwashed by McLaren. I don't like McLaren, but I hate McLaren. The atmosphere, the environment is toxic. I despise them. Both in F1 and in IndyCar. Shocking. Piastri, I feel sorry for because he's stuck in there. Lando Norris has been brainwashed by Zach Brown. It's on McLaren and everyone. Simple as that. Next year, it's going to be Charles Leclerc versus Oscar Piastri for the championship. And maybe Max Verstappen, depending on Red Bull. But Piastri will win the championship before Norris. No doubt about it. Norris is an absolute disgrace of a driver. Shocking. Worst F1 driver I've ever seen in my life. He will never be world champion material on Norris. Simple as that. So yeah, Max Verstappen, congratulations on the Brazilian Grand Prix win and your 4th world championship. Obviously, will be confirmed soon. But yeah, what a weekend. Brazil always delivers. It really does. Wet races as well. Final wet race of the year because we're not going to get wet race now in the next 3 tracks. Obviously, we have a 2-week break and then we have Las Vegas. Viva Vegas. It's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, Lando Norris put in the wall last year. He'll probably do it again this year because he's an idiot. And yeah, Qatar and then Abu Dhabi. Triple heads to go and then we'll be done. 2024 is almost done, which is kind of crazy to think. We're like, well, how are we in November? I'll never know. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed this video, I've done this Grand Prix. Leave a like, subscribe, all that. Check out these videos here if you want to see anything else on the channel and subscribe right there. I'll see you in a few weeks for Las Vegas. Till then, bye guys.